Hello! Well, look who it is. Stormtrooper. I bet you thought you were never going to see him again, that I was holding him hostage. Well, I kind of have been. Let me explain. So, remember back like October, November, everybody, all the car guys on YouTube were putting up these videos about how Carmax and these other places were offering them ridiculous amounts of money for their cars. OC Motivator particularly, he had somebody in California offer him, in fact, I think he sold his Hellcat for an amazing sum of money. I think more than he paid for it. So I said, well, let me see if I can get on some of this action. So I think November I will put up there will be a thing somewhere showing you what the offer I got back, and it'll have the date on it. I think it was November, early November. Anyway, they offered me, it was decent. I mean, it was quite a lot considering the car was a year old. But again, remember, used car prices were ridiculous. So I said, well, maybe, but I'm not, I hadn't even had him a year at that point. And I said, well, I'm not giving this guy a new home. I'm happy with him. Well, then I took the K5 for Christmas, and I drove all the way across Arkansas to northwest Arkansas, through hills and dales and up and down and freeways and traffic and all this. And guess what? The K5 is a better road car than this guy. Primary reason, K5, who is sitting under the camera over here, K5 has stop and go adaptive cruise control. This guy's cruise control, when you go below 20 miles an hour, turns off. So in stop and go traffic, the Kia would stop and then go and stop and go without me doing anything. This one, once it gets below 20 miles an hour, I'm back in control. Which, of course, normally with a car like this, you want to be in control. But not when you're in stop and go traffic on the interstate. And I got better mileage. I mean, I was actually probably a little more comfortable. And the car is much quieter on a road trip. I love this engine, but it's really loud. So that was at Christmas. So then in January, I started saying, well, now I've had the car for a year, and if these prices are still this ridiculous, I think I'm going to sell it. Well, around this time, now remember, I now have two cars in my garage. And my garage is, when they say two-car garage, they mean two cars will barely fit if you don't have anything else in there. If I didn't have anything else in there, actually it'd still be tight. I'd still have trouble opening both driver doors, even if I had, because the opening the door is not as wide as the garage, so you have to come in. Oh, and let me show you what happened. And I come home, my cleaning lady's here, and she's parked about here where Stormtrooper is in the driveway. And as you can see, that's kind of a tight fit. And I have the Kia in the way there, and so I'm pulling into the garage, and I'm trying real hard not to hit my new Kia, which was relatively new at the time, or my cleaning lady's car. And what happened was I met the side of the garage. So you can see we got some paint transfer here. I mean, I didn't really gouge it or anything. There's no dents or anything. It's mainly just paint transfer. So I got some paint transfer. Oh, and then another time when I was backing out, these mirrors, I clipped one of the mirrors, and it's not meant to bend this way, but as you notice now it will. So I knocked this mirror loose. I mean, it still works. I can still control it, but every now and then it'll just kind of fall out of place. So I'm going, I don't want to sell it now. So I said, I'll wait and get it fixed up, and then maybe prices will go up. Well, if y'all been paying attention, you know that prices are going back down. Not a lot, just a little. If you're wondering how the garage did in this adventure. You can see I cracked it up here, and then there's a whole lot. There's where, see all that paint that was on the side of Stormtrooper? Well, it came from here, and oh, you can see where the tires scraped down here, and I kind of popped that loose. I don't buy that many cars. Yes, I've had 4 in the last year and a half, but that was weird. Usually I buy a car, I get a car like every 3 years or so. I just happen to have gone through 4 very quickly. Well, watch the videos. Look, over here. There's a playlist. Check it out. I was waiting to get it fixed, and then of course, I don't know if you've been paying attention lately, you know, January and February, the weather went insane. So I wasn't going to take this out on ice and stuff to get it fixed. And then after a while, it dawned on me, wait a minute. I had somebody take out the side of my Mercedes right before the lease was up a few years ago, right before the Cadillac. I went and had it fixed, and it was like $2,500 body work and a $1,000 deductible, so I paid $1,000 and everything. Well, before they fixed it, while it was at the body shop, but before they fixed it, the pre-lease inspector who goes and writes it up, well, he went and wrote it up. And when I went to turn it in, they said, oh, it says here that we're supposed to deduct $800 for the collision damage on the side. I said, $800? I would have saved $200 out of my own pocket, saved my insurance company another $1,500 if I had just turned it in banged up. And I went, well, wait a minute. That means they discount. They don't count it the way, it's not retail. So I'm going, well, maybe selling the car with this damage, it's again, not severe. I mean, paint needs to be buffed out and maybe a little bit of ding. Maybe I should try selling it like this. Well, first I went back to Carmax, and I will post here the offer I got this time around, which, as you can see, is several $1,000s lower. Now, I did disclose the damage, so, but I don't think that accounts for, it's like several $1,000s, and that's not several $1,000s worth of damage. So I think that's part of, and I went and checked it with Blackbook. JoinYAA.com. If you join, they let you look up used car values in Blackbook, which is the one the dealers really use, and not Kelley Blue Book, which no one uses, and which are way higher. So I went and looked at Blackbook on JoinYAA.com, and they said that, well, I'll post here. I'll post. And yes, it was worth more than the Carmax offer. Several $1,000s more. And then, I don't know what made me think of it. Maybe it was a commercial. Anyway, I said, oh wait, I didn't check Carvana. So I went to Carvana and I again disclosed the damage and everything and all the stuff. And they came back with the offer that you'll see here somewhere, which was a couple of $1,000s higher than Carmax's offer. Plus, Carmax, it's make an appointment and take it over to Carmax, which is several miles from here, and then I'll need to, I guess they'll take me home. Carvana, they'll just come here, give me a check, and haul the car away. And I'm going, well, so this video is kind of turning into a farewell to Stormtrooper, because I hardly ever use him anymore. Again, with the weather bad, I'm probably not going to be back driving him again until like late the spring and the summer. I won't be taking him on road trips because the K5 is a much better road trip car. When I say much better, I mean much better road trip car. The suspension, you know, it's got the suspension in is tight, which, you know, bad thing if you're a driver, but not when you're on, you know, driving across, you know, hundreds of miles. And when I go on the road trips, I go to Texas, I go to Arkansas, Oklahoma. I take long trips. K5 is the car to do that. So this car really serves no purpose for me anymore, and I pretty much put every add-on I can put on it. So I can't really squeeze videos out of it anymore. And it's costing me like $800 a month. And with that Carvana offer, they will be giving me a check for almost $10,000. And then I'll have $800 a month less going out of my checking account. And I'm thinking, well, let's see, so that's $18,000 just this year difference. So I'm thinking, well, for plus 18,000, I think I can say for well, because I do love the K5. It's a great little car. And by the way, I get more comments, people saying they love my car about the K5 than I do about this car. Go check my videos. Way more people, when I did the K5 review, it got way more views, it gets way more comments. People love that car. I guess because they can afford that car, and people really can't afford this. Well, right now, no one can afford this car. I guarantee you, by the way, I'm going to follow it, and I will post an update later. But I guarantee you that this car, Carvana is going to sell this car for probably $53,000 or more. They'll fix it up a little. They'll do some stuff. They'll probably rip out all my wonderful things under the hood, or maybe not. I don't know. I don't know how Carvana works. But because y'all know what's well, again, check the playlist. When last time I was standing here, I had gotten the offer. Well, I went back inside, and over the next day or so, I went. You have to upload your driver's license. You have to upload a picture of the odometer and a 10-day loan payoff. That actually was the hardest part because I had to get my lender, and they don't do this online. SunTrust doesn't do that online. So then I called, and they said, well, your wait for a representative will be 45 minutes. And I said, well, wait a minute. There's a SunTrust branch like 5 minutes from my house. So I drove down there, and the teller printed me off a 10-day payoff letter, which I uploaded. And then there was a little back and forth, and then they said, now pick how you want to get paid. I picked direct deposit. And then they pay off and then give me direct deposit on the rest. And then they said set up an appointment, and I set up an appointment for today. In fact, she was just here. The woman from Carvana just came out and took a bunch of pictures of the odometer and the outside of the car, and then there's a barcode in here for the tow truck operators who will come sometime in the next 72 hours. So I'm going to leave it sitting in the driveway, and they have the keys. So they will show up, and they will tow this away, haul this away, and I'm done. And it's their property now. If there's a hailstorm tonight, it's on them. They own it. They told me I could leave it outside. There's not going to be a hailstorm tonight. Very clear sky. But anyway, so that was it. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the video now. Now, by the way, this video is not the surprise video I've been promising you, because this was a surprise even to me, because I did not start this. When I posted my video last Sunday, I was not expecting to sell my car this week. But things happen when I'm left unsupervised. My friend Brian went back to work, so I haven't seen him all week because we haven't been able to have lunch. So he left me unsupervised, and I sold my car. But anyway, so next week will be the long-awaited surprise video that I've been talking about for 5 weeks now, 6 weeks. It's been a while. I sold my car. If there's any problems or anything, I will pin a comment below if anything goes wrong. Or actually, I may end up if something really goes wrong, I'll make another video. But I'll just pin a comment below that says, everything went fine. I got my money. It's all good. And if that's what happens, then I can heartily recommend Carvana. Yes, their offer will not be the best, but it'll be the most convenient. I didn't have to do a thing except upload a few pictures. I did have to go to the bank to get the letter. But if I'd had a better bank, Bank of America could have done that online, and then it would have, if I'd had my loan through Bank of America, it would have been faster. So, that's it. And I wanted to have a video of them towing Stormtrooper away, but I don't know when they're coming, and so I don't want to come run out and surprise them. So maybe get shot. So they're going to come tow the car away. Notice I did debadge it. I took off my my name off the side, so when they haul it away, people won't know whose it was. And of course I took my license plate, because in Tennessee the tags go with the person, not the car. So I took my tag. Thanks for stopping by. Didn't expect to sell my car this week, but enjoy your last view of it because it will not be sitting in this driveway within a day or two. See you next time. Bye-bye.